Hi there, and welcome to installment 10 of Achieve Wellbeing. I'm Dr. Lisa Kirk Brown, Doctor of Public Health with almost 30 years experience in preventive medicine, retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, and disabled American veteran. Today we're talking about the second element in the mental aspects of well-being, how to keep your mind comfortable, healthy, and happy. First, I want to share some really good news. My MS exacerbation has gone to the wayside, and I have some more energy, and I'm feeling good. I got on my a new medication, and hopefully that will prevent more relapses and help me to get stronger and feel better. So I'm really happy about that. And second, my husband is following along on the video blog, and he really took to heart this year the nutritional aspects of well-being, and he focused on wanting to lose weight, and just today, he has lost 20 pounds. And so Achieve Wellbeing does work, and I want to report that because he's super excited about it, and so am I, and I'm really happy that he was able to benefit personally from this video blog. So if you need more information about that, I'd love to share it with you, but really he just followed the steps that I gave in the nutritional aspect, the nutritional element of well-being. So good news, more to come, hopefully. All right, well today we're talking about exploration and networking. And the mental aspect of well-being, as I said earlier, is your mind, how to keep your mind healthy. And this is a really important installment for Achieve Wellbeing. It's the 10th one. I like to think of it as the 10th commandment, kind of the icing on the cake. This is sort of the pinnacle, the center of all of Achieve Wellbeing, and it's really important for people who have been through some tragedy or have been through some difficulties in life. As you all know, life is hard, especially if you've been in combat or have experienced some trauma in your childhood like I have. Life is hard, and it's can be quite challenging, and the circumstances that we face each day can be quite negative. And so how do we grasp all of that, and how do we stay healthy even when life is throwing at us very difficult things and trauma? Descartes was a French philosopher who promoted the idea of cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. What he thought and what he proposed, and what a lot of modern philosophers believe, is that because we can think, that makes us people, who we are. And I agree with that. Our mind is what differentiates us from almost every other species on the planet. And so what happens in our mind is of extreme importance for how we make it in this world, and what our health is, what our well-being is, what state of comfort, health, and happiness we have. And I, through my own life experience, have lots of experience in this area, growing up as a child of a mentally ill parent, and also spending years in the military and seeing a lot of things that were fairly traumatic. I know my darkest hours were when my mind got negative, and I had to realize at a very young age that that didn't work for me. And so what I want to share with you today is how to keep on the positive side of thought. And how to do that is pretty stepwise, and I think it's pretty practical, and I think anyone can do it if I did it. I know there are varying degrees of trauma, and some trauma is currently ongoing for people, and so I want to try to encourage you to have faith that you can do this, even if your circumstances right now today are very challenging and dark. We can see the light, and I want to share with you how to do that. I believe we are what we think. Kind of going from what Descartes said, we think, therefore we are. I think that we can also look at it as if we are what we think. What we allow our thoughts to be is what our daily life will look like. And that goes along with current day psychology, happiness psychology, mindfulness. It goes along with all the recent literature It goes along with my faith. I'm a Christian. I think I shared that before. God is very clear to me in His Word in the Bible that our thoughts should be on good things, and there's so many verses that share that. I think most major religions in the world actually promote this same thought, that our thoughts guide what we do, who we interact with, and ultimately our health and well-being. And so I don't think this is anything controversial or new or different. There's just more research every day to show that this is actually the fact. So today I want to discuss exploration and networking as an important step to well-being, a state of comfort, health, and happiness. First, I want to tell you, you and only you are responsible for your thoughts. What you allow in your head is your responsibility. I understand that your circumstances may be that people are telling you negative things, or maybe you're seeing negative things, or maybe someone's hurting you. But your thoughts are your responsibility. No one can get into your head and change your thoughts. They can influence them, and that can be extremely challenging, but I want you to take ownership of your thoughts. Second, you and only you know what makes you comfortable, healthy, and happy. Comfortable and happy specifically when you're coming to your mind. So if playing with children, your grandchildren, makes you happy, do that. If flowers make you happy, I love flowers, I have them all over my house, they make me happy. I choose to do the things that put thoughts into my head that are positive, healthy, happy, and comfortable. So again, only you are responsible for your thoughts, and only you know what can make you comfortable and happy. Therefore, you need to mentally explore what will make you happy and comfortable. So that's the exploration piece. Some work needs to be done, and possibly some counseling and some relationship building and some other things. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in the other installments of well-being, specifically the spiritual aspect of well-being. There's 3 areas there that I want to talk about. And some of those tools in those 3 elements will help you with exploration and with understanding what makes you comfortable and happy. But what I want to introduce to you today is that you need to figure out and do some exploration on what makes you comfortable and happy. And I'm going to give you some steps on how to do that. Here are my steps. And they include networking. So that's kind of the twofold part of this, is exploration and networking. First, I want you to get up every day and be thankful that you have air in your lungs. No matter what your circumstances, you're alive and you're on this planet. And we all have loved ones who aren't here anymore. My mom, one of my best friends from the Air Force Academy, passed in a helicopter crash. I am thankful every morning I wake up, and I hope that you are thankful every morning that you wake up, that you have air in your lungs. Second, I want you to look for positive things. Start your day looking for the positive things. Look at the fact that maybe it's a beautiful day. Look at the fact that maybe you feel good this morning. Put into your head, first thing, the positive things. I pick a word every morning, which is a positive word. I have these little angel word cards. Today my word is beauty. Some days my word is joy. Some day my word is whatever. I try to think of that concept, that positive thought all throughout the day. And today I noticed, since my word was beauty, I noticed how beautiful my yard looked because I did some yard work on Monday, and I'm super excited about that. So focusing your mind and your intention on something positive. Along with that, I want you to take away the negative things. When a negative thought comes in your mind, there will be other tools that you can learn through counseling and spiritual aspect of well-being. But when those negative thoughts come in your mind, I want you to maybe put those aside, or try real hard to see how much worse it could be. Okay, so maybe the negative thought is it's a rainy day. Well, it could be a hurricane. Well, it could be a tornado. It could always be worse. And so putting those negative thoughts in context, for me in my lifetime, has been extremely helpful to overcome and to keep positive about my life. And I am not a Pollyanna person. I'm a very practical, very rational, very logical person. And I know that my childhood was very tough, but I also know there were people that had a much tougher childhood than me. Even when I was a child, I recognized that. I had friends at school that had it harder than I did. And so I think it's not healthy to compare ourselves, but it is also it's very healthy to realize things could always be worse. So that's the second thing. The third thing, I want you to give back. And this goes in with networking. When you give back and you see people who are in need and you volunteer and you do things to give back to the community, you put your life in perspective and you actually start to begin to feel more happy because you realize giving, first of all, makes you feel happy and positive. Anytime you give to someone your time, your money, or your energy, or your talent, it makes you feel better. And there's lots of studies to show that. But it also helps you to keep positive when you see people who are in more need than you are. And so I would highly recommend that you do some type of volunteering. I'm on a lot of veterans committees and I love doing that. I serve on the Lions. I love doing that. I don't get to do that nearly as much as I want to. I sit on a board for the Northwest Clean Air Agency and I work at my church. And so all of those things help me to feel part of society and that I'm actually giving of myself, which is positive. But then I'm surrounded by these positive people. When you give to someone, they're very thankful usually. And there are some outliers, but most of the time people are very thankful for what you've done for them. And that just is positive energy coming back into you. All right, fourth, I want you to surround yourself with positive people. So this is a networking piece. Maybe you're in a support group of people who are telling you how to do certain things. Or maybe you're in a class, a Bible study with positive people. What I really find is that I'm super influenced by negative people and I'm super influenced by positive people. Most of us are. The more negative you hear and the more negative influences you have in your life, the more negative your thoughts become. And so I want you to focus on the positive. And to do that, you need to surround yourself with positive people. Now, there are some challenges with this, especially if you're in a relationship with a negative person or you have a struggle with maybe a family member who's negative and you can't really get out of that relationship. We're going to talk a little bit about that in the spiritual aspects of well-being and the personality aspects of well-being. There's some tools that I can give you to help you manage the positive and negative, even if you're influenced consistently by a negative person. So more on that. And then finally, for me, I shared already that faith is very important. And I believe if you can see the light and stay out of the darkness, you're going to do much better with this mental aspect of well-being, staying positive and healthy. And I mean, positive, happy, and comfortable. And so I really want you to explore your faith, whatever that may be. Talk to someone about it. Try to see the positive in it. And if you want to talk about being a Christian, I would love nothing more than to share my Lord with you and help you understand how much He loves you and how much He's given for you and how wonderful it is to have a relationship with Him. I never feel alone, and I very, very few times feel that anything is going to overcome me because I have this amazing relationship with my Creator and the light of the world who helps me to overcome just about everything that I've faced and will ever face. I believe that. So email me, Dr. Brown, disabledveteran@gmail.com if you have any questions about the Christian faith. I'm not a theological expert, but I'd be happy to share how it works for me. And then I want you to, after those steps, I want you to make a mindful choice. This goes back to mindfulness. In each moment, if possible, this is something that could take a lifetime. I realize that this is why this is at the center of these installments, is because this is sort of the crux of it all, and it may take a lifetime to do this. I know I'm not a master's degree level in this area. I do have to work at it, and I think everyone does, but to make a mindful choice in each moment to embrace the positive, embrace happiness, embrace the light, embrace the good, and try your very best to let go of the negative. We all go through hard stuff, but we can control and choose what we allow ourselves to think about it. The negative things that have happened to me in my life when I was in that dark place made me feel victimized and out of control. And knowing now that I forgive and let go of those things and see the positive, even in the negative, the things that happened with my mother and the challenges I faced with her when she passed away, I looked in the mirror and I thought, I tried my very best to help her, and I felt so good about that. And then I saw some positive things that she instilled in me. She gave to me independence and a strong work ethic because I had to help her at such a young age. And she helped me in so many ways to get out of the situation I was in because I had to. I didn't have a choice. I was hungry for a better life. And I am thankful for each and every difficulty that's come through my life. And so I think we can control what we choose to allow ourselves to think about it so that we aren't living in a victimhood of negativity and our circumstances. Focus on the positive. Again, smiling has been shown to increase our attitude and increase our positivity just by smiling. And I smile a lot. I am thankful that I do. I think it helps keep my brain positive, and so I would encourage you to do that. Be thankful for what hasn't happened to you. I already addressed that. Try not to focus on what is happening to you, but what isn't happening to you. Maybe you got a speeding ticket and that bummed you out that day, but maybe getting that speeding ticket prevented you from a bad accident. And maybe these are all mind tricks. Probably they are, but I think they help you stay in a place of comfort, health, and happiness, which is ultimately our well-being. So sing, dance, believe, all these catchphrases that are popular today, they really do work. And I want those things to be what's mentally going on in your head instead of the tape recording of abuse or trauma or evil in the world. I want those things to be the things that you focus on. And I know especially veterans out there who've been through combat have experienced some of the worst tragic things that the world has to offer, some of the most evil things the world has to offer. However, I do think coming on the outside of that we can actually overcome those negative thoughts with the positive. So most importantly, don't allow yourself to be a victim continually. Don't let those things of your past or those things in your today guide your future. Let your positive thoughts guide your future so that you can live a life of comfort, health, and happiness. Thank you so much for watching installment 10 of Achieve Wellbeing. As I said, reach out to me at any time at drbrown.disabledveteran@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and go people out there who are applying the steps. Go Andy, my husband, for losing 20 pounds and for being so healthy in May of this year after working on it for about 5 months. And I look forward to talking to you next time on the final element of the mental aspects of well-being. And have a good week. Thank you. Bye.